Disclaimer: this channel is intended for adults and late teenagers only. It is not intended for children under the age of 13. If you are under the age of 13, I'm sorry, please wait to watch my videos.
Hey everybody, I'm Delmont91 and I'm going to be documenting my journey through becoming a YouTube content creator and a video game streamer. It starts off with computer components, which I'm going to show you now, and the streaming space. Right here.
Hey everybody, this is kind of an unscripted journal vlog, I guess, of my experiences through trying to generate a successful YouTube channel. I've been doing this now for about a month. I have some videos that I am probably splicing in before this entry about what kind of my mindset was, got started, and building up the rig that I have, which I'm very, very happy with. And now, kind of like I've been doing this for about a month, what I'm going to talk about today is just kind of the hurdles that I got going up here. I got 3 videos up now, all in the same series. That's kind of a fun one to do at the very least. And what it's like trying to start up a YouTube channel in the video game space right now, at least my experiences. So jumping right into it, I'm still fairly excited, but I am starting to hit that wall where it's clear that this is going to be a lot of work. In the beginning, you always have that hope, even though you know it's going to be a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of time. You always have that hope that it's going to just be easy. All you got to do is play video games, edit some videos, which how hard can that be? Spoilers, it's really hard. A lot of fun though. And your channel will just grow without any real effort put in by you. Back then, when I was first building my computer and getting started into this, I actually didn't know how much I didn't know. So when I started out trying to record Sea of Thieves, I got a lot of really cool clips of stuff that I'd done that I thought would have made awesome videos that was just ruined for various reasons. Frame rate stuttering and skipping in the recording, which I didn't understand because my computer should be able to handle absolutely anything I throw at it. It's not the top of the line that I could have, but it's pretty close. I mean, it has a 5700 XT graphics card. It has an AMD 5 Ryzen 3800X in it, both of which are overclocked currently. It has 32 gigabytes of RAM. There's nothing that this thing shouldn't be able to handle, and I was absolutely confused as to why I couldn't capture good gameplay recording on OBS, on Streamlabs OBS. And when I could capture good gameplay, my sound was absolutely terrible.
Buddy, run.
But you don't
Run.
have to
I always have this tendency to look at my recordings. I talk to myself and I want to talk to you guys. So that way I can just, or just talking into here instead of trying to talk to my face. Oh, fuck. Oh,
so put the camera.
So there were about, as far as going into hurdles, jumping into this, where I really started to realize this is going to be a lot of work and a lot of research, and I'm going to have to learn a lot of new skills to get in. Because I had about 8 projects that I had done recordings for, that so one of which I could have done an entire series on, somewhere around 10 to 12 hours of recording that I had to completely throw out. There's an entire Fort of the Damned steal for those of you who play Sea of Thieves. I did that in the first week that the Fort of the Damned was out, and it was awesome. Nowhere near as good as some of the people that I love watching play Sea of Thieves and do that stuff. Like Pace22 is one of the guys that kind of inspires me to do a lot of the PvP that I do on Sea of Thieves. And my steals were nowhere near as smooth as his. Like, the story behind that one is hilarious. And I might end up posting it eventually, but I have to be able to scrub the audio because everything that I was doing was just kind of echoing. So I guess this is a long-winded way of saying, when you're getting started trying to edit videos and create content, make sure that you put the test work in beforehand. The fix that I found was actually really simple. Changing OBS sources from looking at screen capture to game capture. Then all of a sudden, boom, everything is running perfectly smooth. So that was the first main hurdle I got, was being able to actually capture footage that I could use that didn't look like it was going at about 15 frames a second, which looks like absolute garbage. Hurdle 2 was sound. So if you guys notice, actually you don't notice because I didn't upload any of those videos. I am now using an actual compression mic. And I have a sound mixer over here. It wasn't really all that expensive, but it was a cost that I didn't initially calculate in my startup with my computer. Whole setup is about 80 to 100 bucks. But that has been the best investment that I have made in trying to edit and create content for YouTube or even streaming. Beforehand, I was using, the headphones are great. I've been using these, the HyperX Cloud 2s, but the microphone that comes with it, it is detachable, which I should have realized was one of my first warning signs, is not cutting it. On all of my recordings, the sounds of my party members, crisp, clear, great. I mean, it was clear they were on a party and that they were on headphone mics. But this thing, I was quiet, I was popping, I was cutting in and out. That I could have dealt with if I could have then gone and done revoiceovers with it, or something in the editing field of DaVinci, which is what I'm using to edit my videos. It's a really good free editing program that I'm learning, but I'll get into more of that section a little bit later. But this was causing me so many headaches. I had to throw footage out because my mic was echoing, because it was picking up my voice bouncing off of my monitor. I had to throw footage out because I hadn't figured out how to separate out my mic input from my game input when I was doing recording, and actually how to record and edit multiple audio channels on Streamlabs OBS. Again, a really simple thing, but another example of a thing I didn't know. And so it ruined about 4 hours of footage that I had tried to do because my audio was so bad, I couldn't use any of it. So again, kind of a long-winded way of saying, if you're starting up on YouTube, I highly recommend getting a decent microphone setup. This is by no means a super professional compression mic. It's a $35 one that Alpha Gaming actually recommended. I've been watching a lot of their channels to figure out what I don't know and how I can incorporate that. Also from their channel, I've been playing around with lighting to make me actually look decent on camera, because my first couple of things looked really bad. And I'm still messing around with lighting. Lighting is probably my next hurdle that I'm going to go over, and the thing that I am least happy about with what I'm doing. I literally have cheap lamp with a hue light in it right here to show down on me. I have a stand here. I'll just show you. I have pulling up the webcam. I just have some backlights over there to light my left side and my background. And I have my computer's RGB over there to light my the right side of me while I'm doing this. So right now my lighting setup is pretty jury-rigged, and that's kind of the next step of things that I want to fix. So that's kind of the hardware struggles that I've gone through trying to figure out how to start up this prospect and these projects. Beyond that, learning how to video edit has been a blast. I think I've uploaded 3 videos at this point. I'm about to start recording for another set of series for my Box of Rocks Plays Outer Worlds, which has been a blast to do. Like, I've loved role-playing as Kronk, going through and playing that game in the dumbest way possible, picking all of the dumb dialogue options and just seeing where that takes me. It's been a blast. That part has been a lot of fun. And as you're going through and editing those videos, some things just start to kind of come up, and you get to see, well, for instance, hearing my voice back on recording, because I've never really done things where I've been recorded a significant amount, was really weird. But now that I've gotten used to that, I can start to pick out areas that I want to improve, I guess, sort of in voice acting, and how I am presenting my voice when it comes across via recording. I realize when I'm recording and trying to roleplay as Kronk, and in that series, I talk a lot slower, as if I'm doing public speaking in front of a giant audience. Because I've done that a lot throughout my career, presenting to large groups of people. And when you're doing that, you need to make sure that you slow your speech down a little bit from what you usually do. Your cadence is much more along what I am doing right now as opposed to what I have done previously. And I'm finding that, in my opinion at least, while I'm talking like that via recording, it doesn't come off in the same way as it does in a presentation. So I need to work on my idea that I'm not presenting to a group of people and kind of just speak more naturally and see how that works. Because one thing that I've been noticing in my videos is I feel like my voice isn't coming across as natural, and that may be because I'm still not used to hearing it. That is a distinct possibility. So it's something I'm planning on playing around. Changing the cadence of my speak, maybe doing some more voice acting, or, trying to actually imitate Kronk from the TV show. I guess movie, not TV show. Anyway, I kind of ramble sometimes. And therein lies one of the next challenges, is staying on task and on focus. So going back to my Box of Rocks Plays Outer Worlds idea, figuring out what would be interesting for people to watch. Because when I play a game like Outer Worlds, for my own entertainment and my own enjoyment, I want to go through and do everything. I want to go and explore everything. I want to loot everything. And who really wants to watch me do that? Like, if you're clicking on my video, if some miracle it gets put up in the search results and you are watching my episode of Box of Rocks Plays Outer Worlds, I highly doubt you want to watch me go and find all of the little cracks and crevices and little loot boxes that I can find to gain a couple more bits, right? Like, that doesn't seem like it's going to be entertaining. So it's also been a bit of a focus switch on how I play video games when I am recording, where I am focusing on, in Outer Worlds at least, specifically doing story stuff, whether that is main story more consistently and much more focused on what side quests I'm going into. Instead of trying to do everything, I'm trying to do those that I think will be entertaining with the playthrough type that I'm running. Yeah, so those are some of the interesting learnings that I've had trying to get this sorted and run up. As far as takeaway lessons go, if anybody's watching this for inspiration on starting your own channel, one of the best pieces of advice that I was finding on a lot of videos that I finally took to heart is just start. The first episode I put out of Box of Rocks was kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. I had messed up and quieted the game audio for a little while so that I could do a voiceover without the music overpowering my microphone, and I forgot to turn it back up for the entire game. So all of the game speak is really, really quiet, and the sound effects in the game are really, really quiet compared to my voice, which comes across as kind of weird, as a weird volume thing. It was an hour long with very minimal cut edits, so my retention on that video wasn't super great. The downside of this is it's also my most viewed video, which is probably because it's the first of a series. But I also just needed to start doing it, and by doing it and getting it posted and seeing how it came across on YouTube, that gave me more notes and ways to make my next video better. And so my episode of Box of Rocks 2 got cut down. The focus of the game was much more on the gameplay and the story, much more on the kind of role play and the acting, and the editing of it was a lot better with cool little emotes and funny things thrown in. And it was also cut down to half an hour long instead of an hour long, which I think is a much better volume for YouTube. It hasn't gotten as many views, and I think that's because it's episode 2, and I haven't done as much to promote that externally as I did with episode 1. And episode 3 is even better. I'm starting to incorporate music into the editing. And then going on for 4 and up, I'm going to try putting my face, my wonderful face, up on the videos as well to see if that does anything. Speaking of learnings, I have a really bad habit of looking at see how I look coming across. As you can see, I'm doing it again right now, and I've done it a lot during this video, and I need to start looking up here more where the video is. Right now, it's mounted on top of my monitor, so I'm very heavily debating getting a little tripod for it and move it down here so that it can see, kind of me looking up. In fact, there's a fun little experiment while I'm doing this video log. Upon second thought, I don't think I look all that flattering from the bottom up instead of the top down. Yeah, it's just not a good angle. Never mind. See, so this is kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying learn lessons and figure things out. Don't be afraid to experiment, even if those experiments don't work. But feel free to experiment, especially in the beginning. Growth on YouTube seems to be about trying to manipulate the algorithm to make sure that your videos can be searched later when you have enough views for YouTube to actually recognize that you are a channel that creates things. In the beginning, it's all about getting traffic off of YouTube. So my videos, for example, I've come up, I think, once in an organic search and had somebody watch my video from that. Outside of that, almost all of the traffic that's been generated on my videos has been from my promoting the videos in my channel on my own social media, as well as my fiance doing this thing. So that is a very important thing. My mindset going forward is I've realized now that this is a grind. The month in where I only have 3 videos and about 65 views, that's where I'm starting to hit the, oh man, is this even worth it? Am I going to be good enough to do this? And to be frank, I don't know. I really don't at this point. 1 month though, that isn't long enough to figure that out. I'm just starting, and just because I'm not hitting 100% success right away doesn't mean that this is not a worthwhile endeavor to continue doing. I knew at the very beginning that this was going to take work, and I was going to be dedicating about a year probably to try to make this come up. So at this point, I don't know if this is going to be successful. I'm still hoping it is, and I'm still going to be putting in work towards it. But the mindset right now is where it's kind of that draining part, where you've thrown yourself out there, had a medium amount of success, videos have been getting watched, but you're looking, and I'm looking and picking apart every little thing that I could have done better. And on the positive side, that is inspiring me to do better on my future videos and incorporate those changes in so that they don't happen again. And on the other side, I'm kind of disappointed that my videos aren't perfect when I first post them up. And the thing is, they're never going to be. And if I waited for my videos to be perfect before I posted them up, I would never start. So the biggest takeaways from this a month in is really realize that you don't know what you don't know if you haven't been doing video editing, video posting, video creation, and content creation. Do a ton of research. I've probably watched close to 200 hours of YouTube videos and read, blogs and forums about how to create content, how to video edit, how to use the programs that I'm using. I still made a lot of mistakes. And then just put yourself out there and do it. Get your videos posted, have them fail, have people give you suggestions based on them. And at the very least, in a year or two, when you are successful on YouTube, or a year or two when I'm successful on YouTube, I'm going to be able to go back and look at some of my earlier stuff and go, wow, I've come a long way. Look at what I was doing before. So the end result is, this is leaving hopeful. We're nearing the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one here. I'll probably do another one of these another month to 3 in and see where we're sitting from there. This is Delmont, the Marauder of Opportunity. Thanking you for watching. See, I'm looking down at me again instead of at you to see how I look doing all of these emotes. Let's try that again. So everybody, thank you very much for watching. I am Delmont, the Marauder of Opportunity. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Hi, thanks for checking out that video and making it all the way to the end. Please drop a like and subscribe to help support our channel and become part of our Marauder of Opportunity crew. Those likes and subscribes are the loot that keeps us grinding YouTube. Speaking of grinding YouTube, go ahead and check out my other videos right there and there, and we'll see you guys in the next one.